Oh my sweet baby Jesus, where do we begin with this? The Spurs got off to an ugly start with the horrendous shooting. I'm like, Jesus, is this going to be a repeat of the November 2nd game against the Suns in Phoenix at America West Arena when I only stayed for the first half? But apparently not. They figured out how to play basketball when it mattered most, and the Wemby effect is what got them back into this game, considering, this is the second game in a row, I think, that we played that there was no third quarter blues. I mean, that's only because we were trailing to begin with and never led up until this, swipe of the Fox basket. But I don't even know if that was even the first lead of the game for us, but who fucking knows. But when we finally took the lead for the first time ever, it was on from there. I mean, good lord, this felt like a game seven more of an NBA Finals or a Western Conference Finals more than it did an NBA Cup semifinals game. And Wembenyama with the lob dunk from Castle.
Just then.
Unlike against Golden State that counted this time, but this is where the game gets interesting, like interstate batteries, where the Spurs had plenty of chances to like ice it early, but missed free throws that, were like, nope, all courtesy of the basketball gods not wanting, a semi runaway. But Wembenyama coming off the bench for the first time in his career, 129 games played, 129 games started until today, 130 games played, 129 games started. But I can understand why. Minutes restriction as well to go with it because they didn't want to risk re-injuring him. But he sure as hell delivered in a minutes restriction off the bench. Tore that shit up like Terry Labonte against the 2025-26 league best OKC. And he said he was the best player in the league and backed it up with this performance and a victory. Could Frodovan Mitchell, a.k.a. Fake Cal Petty of the Cleveland Cavaliers, do that shit? Hell no. That motherfucker could never. So, therefore, excuse me. Young Devo, I think, missed a free throw here. Wembenyama, luckily with his wingspan advantage, got the offensive rebound. Both free throws were good here. Now, I thought for sure they were going to run away with this. We were going to run away with this, I should say, and get some defensive stops along the way and fatten up the lead just a teeny bit, like right here. But apparently not. Basketball God said, no, we do not want this to be a semi-runaway for the good guys in silver and black. It has to be so exciting and dramatic. Not saying that the basketball gods manufactured this excitement, but it wouldn't be a game seven feel like, kind of game without some kind of manufacturer drama, even if it was by the basketball gods and not the NBA themselves. Yeah, a couple missed free throws almost gave the game away for the Spurs. And right here, we're playing keep away. And Steph Castle, who had not been at the free throw line all night, actually makes free throws for his first trip to the line when it matters most. Towards the end of the game when it's like a shootout. And Wemby's reaction when Holmgren missed the free throws said a lot. And that was how I felt too. That's how you know the Thunder had a bigger chance of losing than winning. Here would have iced it, but the basketball gods said otherwise. So, therefore, they had to make it exciting and dramatic. And I know Williams was upset that he made the second free throw, even though he was supposed to miss that. But young Devo made sure to put it away somehow, some way. Good free throws right there. And Spurs were smart to keep fouling even after making two free throws or at least splitting one. Because guess what? If they didn't, the Thunder would have had a chance at a Hail Mary, which for 50-50 chance has a chance, to go in the basket. But we would not be denied. The San Antonio Spurs went for the first time all year with the full healthy squad, pull off the upset and hand OKC only their second loss of the season, putting them at 24-2 and will advance to the Emirates NBA Cup, final against the New York Knicks as a rematch of the 1999 NBA Finals. Like, isn't that ironic if you're a Spurs fan, especially if you're an OG like me who has been a fan of this team for as long as anyone can remember? 29 years since the middle of Duncan's first year, we have to beat the Knicks again to bring a trophy to San Antonio for the first time. But for this coming Tuesday, I believe we can do it. I mean, I kind of had a bad feeling that we were not going to bring the fight against Golden State. It looked like that fear was coming true, and that ugly start at the beginning. But we figured out how to play basketball right, a lot sooner than we have ever like at all this season, which is why we ended up having a good third quarter for once. That's only because we were trailing to begin with. That's the only reason why we had a good third quarter. Us trailing entering the third quarter motivated us to give the third quarter Blues another night off, considering on Wednesday when we went to Jamie's the flea market. We had no third quarter blues. We kept our foot on the gas from start to finish and beat LaFleur and Six in the finals and Luca and sent them packing from the NBA Cup. Sure, they want to flex on, them winning an NBA Cup a year or two ago, whenever the fuck they won that. Actually, LaFleur and Six in the finals wants to do that, not more than the Lakers. And he wants to count it towards his championship count. No. At the end of the day, you still have 4 rings and and 4 finals wins and 6 finals losses, which is why you're going in the Hall of Fame for losers when you fucking retire, which that day cannot come soon enough. But if we win the NBA Cup, we won't be as cocky like your dumbass has been. We're not going to count it towards the championship total because even if we do win on Tuesday, we know we still have 5 overall NBA championships, and the NBA Cup doesn't count towards that. So at least us Spurs fans and the Spurs organization themselves has common sense, unlike LaFleur and Six in the finals and his delusional fans known as the Bron sexual. So therefore, that's what makes it hard to like LeBron if you're a regular NBA fan. It's more of a stupid ass deluded, delusional, dumbass, brain dead fans more than the guy himself. And it's 80% him. No, 80% is fans and 20%, him. Because sure, he's a great player, but his shitty character and personality on and off the court as a player and a person is why most people don't like him, including myself, which it just rubs me the wrong way. I mean, he's a shit person both on the court and off the court. Sure, I don't even care if he's done some good things here and there, but unfortunately, the things he's shown the things he's done to prove his true colors overshadows those like very minimal positive things he's done throughout his life. So that's why most of the NBA community will be celebrating when that clown fucking retires. So fuck him and everything he stands for. And I bring him up because I'm saying if we win on Tuesday, at least us Spurs fans and the Spurs organization themselves, including the players themselves, and all the all-time Spurs grades are going to be actually will have common sense, so will not count this towards our like NBA championship total count, because we all know the NBA Cup and the Larry O'Brien NBA championship trophy are two totally different things, and LaFleur and Six in the finals thinks otherwise, along with this delusional bronze sexuals who actually believe everything that douchebag fucking says. But anyway, I'm going on a long ass tangent here, but anyway, I'm really looking forward to Tuesday's matchup against the Knicks. So, therefore, it'll be a nice thing to look forward to after coming home from work a day after my last outing of the year at Meyer, where we're hopefully find some, after we of course get our Coke, as regular usual, we'll go to the toy section, find, hopefully some diecast of our favorite drivers of our any driver we're actually looking for that we like, and then we're going to do the Easter, well, not the Easter haul, I'm thinking of May 31st of earlier this year when we went from Spring is in the Air season 4 to Fun of the Sun season 5. We will do a NASCAR merch haul and put everything in the new homes, and then we will move on into the next chapter of content. Man, I knew there was a reason why I was looking forward to this game, and that why I was the most excited I've been to our Spurs game in 29 years, and it sure as hell delivered. My only takeaway is, in terms of problem with having a full healthy squad, I just wish Mitch Johnson would have used more guys and off the bench than using the same rotation and not giving too many people a chance. And I say that because we didn't get to see Sohan sniff the floor. We didn't get to see, my boy Carter Bryant sniff the floor. I wish he would have gotten to play too. And it's a crime against humanity that they don't have my homeboy Jones Garcia, suiting up to play in Vegas in case, they need him to come in clutch, and bring his, G League, killer instinct in terms of, killer performances, like his go-to performances to San Antonio. I mean, I swear on Kelly Berglund's holy name, if Mitch doesn't promote him by Christmas time for Emily and I to see him for our first Christmas together as a couple and our second Spurs game as my girlfriend, I'm literally gonna go on a killing spree. Because he's too good to be in the G League, if we're being honest. He needs to be in the big boy rotation. I mean, Sure. I could understand if, in this case, if someone goes down, he gets the call, but he should be able to be in the rotation, even with the healthy squad. Meaning, I know Mitch don't want to demote someone that's mainly meant for the big boy team, but if someone on the G League on a two-way contract is too good for the G League, put him in the big boy lineup in San Antonio. Sometimes you got to make sacrifices you don't want to make. So therefore, and also we have this new G League recruit named Kyle Mangas, how the fuck you say his name, and I don't blame Brian. RC Buford, the Holtz, Brian Wright, Mitch Johnson pop in the front office for letting Riley Minix go. But we all know this Kyle guy cannot have 20 like he did in the G League, and that's retired under Ginobili's number, under Manu's name. But not, at least he's aware of that, obviously. All I can say is do not take Bros or Bonner's number, which is the 31 or the 15, or literally I'm going to kill someone. So that's all I ask is you don't take Bonner or Rose's number, kind of like, Olenek took, Mills' number, which is why I kind of want Olenek off this team. That way we can put Mills in the rafters at the SBC Center for a short period of time. We still are in that arena before we transfer all the banners and the retired jerseys to the new downtown arena in downtown San Antonio. So therefore, sure, Olenek has been pretty good, solid for us, but do you see me cheering for him? Absolutely not. And wonder why that is? Because he took Mills' number. I would have had, it's just like the whole Aldridge situation with Bowen's number. If Aldridge had, taken his college number, 23, which honestly, obviously is more of an NBA identity for Mike and LaForce in the finals, it would have given Aldridge his own identity with the 23 in terms of just being in San Antonio. Just his own identity and being in San Antonio alone, not the NBA as a whole. I would have had more respect for him and could have considered him like a dark horse candidate for being a Spurs legend. But unfortunately, I can't do that because he already took. I can't do that because he took an all-time greats number where Bowen contributed to championship-winning teams in San Antonio 3 fucking times in 03, 05, 07. Aldridge did not. Aldridge didn't do that shit. Regardless if he took Bowen's number, went with his college number 23, I wish we would have given him a ring, but even if we did, I still would not have supported him taking Bowen's number, considering, along with the fact that, that dog he had in him in Portland, where, he literally had to carry that team on his back, or let the assistance of Damian Lillard was nowhere to be found in San Antonio, considering, the traitor, aka the fraud, jailbreak, he that shall not be named, nephew, he and those two were supposed to be the next great Spurs, and we all know how that turned out, which is why, thankfully, we have the people who actually want that. Wembenyama, Fox, Castle, and now Harper. And I know them idiot Spurs fans are out there, but like, oh, but he that shall not be named, is not going to get his jersey retired because a rookie in San Antonio took the number. I'm sorry, but when we pass the torch to you to pick up where all of our other franchise players, the one you were supposed to be, that Wembenyama's about to be. When we pass you the torch and want you to carry this team, to to the greatness that's already there, and your uncle takes it and puts that torch out, you don't get your jersey retired. That's why I hope Harper accomplishes more in San Antonio than nephew ever did. That way, the number 2 can get retired under Harper's name. This is why. Part of why I became a Harper fan, because I want him to surpass nephew's legacy with the jersey number 2. So therefore, the he that shall not be named could go get his jersey retired by the fucking Clippers for all I give a shit. Because on top of that, he's already having his legacy is already close to having his legacy be tarnished with the scandal he got into close to the end of the offseason. So therefore, yeah. And it's also hard to have a chance to get your jersey retired by your former team especially when every time you come back to face them with the current team that you wanted to be on, except for that one giveaway to Toronto where you did give him a championship. He kind of gave Toronto a championship more than he gave us one, because ours that he was on was because it was the team effort. No, it was known as the beautiful game, where everybody stepped up as motivation from the 2013 heartbreak, where we were one Ray Allen miracle away from having 6 championships, and Duncan having 6, and Duncan being 6-0 in the finals, Bonner being a 2-time champion. No, 3-time champion, excuse me. Mills being a 2-time champion. Parker being a 5-time champion. Ginobili being a 5-time champion. All that good shit. A lot of Spurs players that were on that 2013 and 14 team could have had 2 championships to their name that weren't there for the 99, 03, 05, and 07 title. And even some that were there for the 03, 05, 07 title that were not there for the 99 title, like, Parker, Ginobili, and Bowen. So, hey, all we can ask about is we can talk about what if all we want. It's not going to change the history unless we, go into a video game and do it and turn it into a YouTube series. So that's why I think Harper's going to get his jersey number 2 retired on the Spurs and not, jailbraids, because Harper's already on his way to accomplishing more in San Antonio than he did with us. So therefore, at least, Wembenyama actually wants it more than, he that shall not be named, aka nephew, jailbreak trader, and imposter Bruce Bowen's number ever wanted. Same with if Fox and Castle and Harper. They want it more than the other 2 failed experiments of next grade Spurs did. But yeah, I mean, this Tuesday is gonna be fucking awesome. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. So therefore, Mick Torres. Actually, I'll go to Torres' husband, Taylor S. went and live in La Vida Labrets, whose team we beat on Wednesday night. Mikey Reed, Sinjin from Victorious, David Futterneck, a.k.a. Mr. Donnelly, and Coop and Cammy Ask the World, and my cousin Chase Pierce. So I hope you guys are ready for Tuesday. It's me versus all of you, so it's on. Have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Good night. Next Spurs Roundup episode will not be for a while, so therefore, I will see you all for the next video, whenever that may be, because we're most likely going to do another Spurs game review, standalone video on Tuesday, regardless the outcome of the good getting silver and black, whether we win or lose. We have a haul video hopefully coming up on Monday. Well, regardless if we find something extra at Meyer or not, we're still going to do the haul video Monday. We're still going to do it then. So, therefore, some non-Spurs content will be coming your way. So, therefore, yeah, we have, Christmas Eve with the Oliverises, a.k.a. White Elephant, the last, a coming in clutch Friday special Monday, Tuesday edition, where it's well, no, I'm full of shit. It's not a coming in clutch, special Tuesday edition. It's just going to be, a Christmas Monte Carlo 400 video on the 23rd, where we're going to have an early dismissal from work to get haircuts with my dad. We're going to record that as the last day before Christmas break, and then Christmas Eve, White Elephant, some Christmas Day content where Emily and I on our channels regarding whatever she wants to record with me on her channel, and of course, whatever I want to record with her on my channel, and it's going to be in relation to the Spurs game. We're probably going to record content, going over the Spurs game. We're going to upload Spurs videos first, and then we'll probably record some, Christmas Day content, well in advance, and not upload it till, I probably won't upload mine till December 26th. So, because I don't want to, it'll be too much for me to upload in one day on Christmas Day between spending time with Emily and, going over my Christmas haul of presents. So what I got for Christmas video will be moved to the day after Christmas this year, so I can fully focus on having a good time with Emily and fully relax that way, and hopefully put some content for the Spurs game out. So therefore, and I wanted to let you know the cat is out of the bag on other social media platforms, so I might as well break it down already. On February 23rd, the day after the Cracker Barrel 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway, me and my dad will be going to another Spurs game outside of here in Ohio and outside of San Antonio. We'll be back in Pistons territory where we lived for 10 years in the Lenore house, except it won't be at the Palace of Auburn Hills anymore. It's going to be my first trip, probably my once-in-a-lifetime trip to the Palace of Auburn Hills replacement, Little Caesars Arena, to see the Spurs take on the Pistons. So it'll feel like old memories in a new generation. It'll feel like old times in a new generation. It'll be back where I became a NASCAR fan and back where my team faced the team whose territory I lived in 2005 and beat them in 7 games after as redemption from March 20th of that same season when Duncan got injured 2 minutes into the game with the serious ankle injury, did not come back to the last game of regular season, and we somehow beat that same team in 7 games for our third ring, his first without David Robinson, and his third Finals MVP. So it's going to be like a full circle moment, regardless if we win or lose that one. So that will be a vlog of its own. So I wanted to get that out of the bag. So therefore, and I mentioned this because I will be set. It's going to be on Peacock, and since I'm going to miss work on Monday and probably going to be winded on the following Tuesday, Italian Day on Tuesday, so I'll take that day to rest and then come back Wednesday the 25th. I'm gonna send some information to Emily that since she has Peacock, she says she has the Fire Stick, she has Peacock and Prime. Guess what? She can watch that game and actually look for me on TV, and she can actually post on her other social media outside of YouTube of her watching it and looking for her boyfriend, her Spurs loving boyfriend, aka me. So therefore, maybe Emily will post some content on social media, regarding, looking for her boyfriend on the NBC, on the Peacock broadcast of the Spurs Pistons game that he'll be attending in person with his dad, aka her future father-in-law. So it's all coming together. There's a lot of a lot of upcoming content to look forward to, a lot of events to look forward to during this current season of winter production, which is season 5 of Winter Wonderland. And the last thing I'll say is, because I'm gapping up a storm here, like just rambling and all that shit. I will try to attend at least 2 basketball games in general, and maybe 1 Ridgeville game, which will be 3 in total. It's a start to it's a start back to like the stardom of how we had it before the events of last season. 2024-25. We will hopefully try to go to 1 Gavin McMullen basketball game. That's a 50-50 guarantee. And it's a long shot to go see Braden Cole, a.k.a. Sync VR, play basketball. Shout out to Gavin and Braden, a.k.a. Gavin McMullen VR and Sync VR. I will try to make it out to see you guys play basketball at least once this year before Winter Wonderland Season 5 comes to an end, before we shift gears from Winter Wonderland Season 5 to Spring is in the Air Season 5, before we switch 50 years from cold weather to back to warm weather. And a Ridgeville game, I'm going to have to pick one. So it's either going to be boys or girls. It's going to be all the high school teams. I won't go too heavy with the broadcast because I'm starting to get a little burnt out with it and lose a little bit of motivation and desire for the broadcast videos. But I'm probably going to still do broadcast videos, except I'm going to do it volleyball, soccer kind of style. I'm going to do it lightly. So therefore, what I'm going to do for the basketball videos, for the Ridgeville games only, unless I change my mind late, like in the future. I could change my mind in the future a little later. But if I don't, it'll be 75% vlog and 25% broadcast. Kind of like how I did with Lila Younker's volleyball game last summer. Not this past summer, but last summer. When we got the day before the 2024 end of summer explosion started, kind of like how when I did that. So therefore, but if I change my mind, if you see a broadcast, a full on TV style broadcast video instead of that, then you'll know why. And the reason why would be I changed my mind and regain a little bit of that motivation and desire, and to continue to do the broadcast style videos. But I will figure it out. I most likely will not be able to see my middle school friends like Cooper Timoteo play basketball, unfortunately, and obviously I'm not going to be able to see Harvey Tabor play basketball, but I will make it out to at least hopefully 3 total basketball games: a Gavin McMullen one, a Braden Cole / Sync VR one, and of course, any Ridgeville one, whether it be girls basketball game or boys basketball game. And it may be 4. It's a 50-50 chance I might make it to 4 of them. You know what that 4th one is? To see my number 1 boy best friend, Caden Clapham, play basketball at least one more time before he graduates high school. That would have to be on a Saturday afternoon again, like it was 2 years ago. So we will figure it out one way or another, and we'll see where we go from here. And we will keep you we will keep you guys posted and monitor for as we monitor the situation. And the first moment we know anything about any of those 4 potential trips to see any friends in the line still in school play basketball, we will immediately pass it along to you, and we'll go from there. And then we'll bring you guys, that TV broadcast style video. But anyway, this has gone on for too fucking long. Let's get the fuck off this thing. Stop rambling, quit yapping, and, get some rest for tonight and drink some more ice cold Coke and, get our YouTube fix on. See you guys Tuesday for more Spurs content, and I'll see you guys for the next upload in general, whenever that may be. See you later, everyone. And as always, go Spurs, go. Go Spurs, go!
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.